Whiskers and the Last Dawn. The world ended in fire. Flaming rocks tore through the night sky like furious gods hurling their anger at Earth. Buildings shuddered, forests burned, and oceans boiled where the meteors struck. And in all that chaos, a small tabby cat named Whiskers crouched under a rusted dumpster, eyes wide, paws trembling, listening to the world collapse around him. When the sky finally fell quiet, Whiskers waited. Hours passed before he dared to creep out. The air was thick with dust. The moon, once bright, was hidden behind a shroud of smoke. Everything smelled like metal and ash. The city he knew, its alleys full of fish bones and trash cans to raid, was gone. Whiskers was alive, but he was alone. The lonely days. For the first few days, Whiskers searched. He padded through crumbled streets, calling out with plaintive meows that echoed strangely in the emptiness. Once, he thought he saw movement, but it was only a sheet of paper drifting on the wind. No humans, no dogs, no other cats. Not even the quick scratch of a mouse. He scavenged what he could. In a toppled corner store, he found a bag of dry food split open. The kibbles were dusty but edible. He learned to pry open cans with his claws, licking at the soft meat inside. He drank from puddles collected in broken concrete, though the water often tasted of smoke. At night, Whiskers slept curled in the shell of a burned-out car. The silence pressed down on him. He dreamed of familiar scents, warm laps, gentle hands, other cats' voices, but woke to emptiness. After a week, he began to believe he was the last living creature in the world. The sound that changed everything. On the 12th day, while exploring the skeleton of a shopping mall, Whiskers heard it, a meow. It was faint, but unmistakable. His ears shot up, his heart pounded. He bolted toward the sound, claws skittering across broken tiles. Again another meow, closer. Whiskers leapt over a fallen escalator and froze. Out of the shadows stepped a sleek black cat, her fur dusted with ash, her green eyes gleaming like jewels in the gloom. Her tail swished, proud despite her ragged state. They stared at each other for a heartbeat. Then she spoke, in the way only cats could. "You survived too?" Whiskers rushed forward, purring so hard his whole body shook. They touched noses, and for the first time since the sky fell, he didn't feel alone. Her name was Luna. She told him she had been trapped in a bakery basement when the meteors hit. For days she hid among bags of flour, drinking rainwater that seeped through cracks until hunger forced her out. Like Whiskers, she had wandered the wasteland, calling for anyone, believing she was the last. Survival together. Life was different with two. They learned to work as a team. Luna had a sharp nose for finding food. Whiskers was quick and clever at prying things open. Together, they discovered caches of dried pasta, boxes of crackers, and even a smashed jar of peanut butter that made them both sneeze. They found shelter in an abandoned library. The roof had collapsed in places, but the basement was dry and safe. They made nests out of torn pages and blankets dragged from nearby homes. At night, they curled together, sharing warmth. The days were not without danger. One evening, they ventured too close to the ruins of a grocery store and heard a low growl. A dog, half wild and desperate, slunk out of the shadows. Its ribs showed, its eyes gleamed with hunger. Whiskers arched his back, hissing, while Luna darted up a toppled shelf. The dog lunged, snapping at Whiskers' tail, but the little tabby darted under rubble too small for the dog to squeeze through. Luna leapt from above, claws flashing, and together they scared the beast off. Shaken, they promised never to wander too far from cover. Food grew harder to find. The canned goods ran out. Then, to their joy, life returned to the ruins. Weeds pushing through cracks, bugs crawling, and finally mice. The first time Whiskers caught one, he proudly dropped it at Luna's paws. She sniffed, wrinkled her nose, then ate it anyway. They were survivors. A new beginning. Seasons shifted. Rain washed the ash from the streets. Green shoots rose from broken sidewalks. Birds returned, cautious at first, then in flocks. The silence of the apocalypse gave way to the hum of new life. Whiskers and Luna thrived. They were no longer just survivors, they were builders. Their library den grew into a home, decorated with shiny trinkets and soft blankets scavenged from the ruins. One spring morning, Luna padded out into the sunlight with 3 tiny kittens trailing behind her. Whiskers sat tall, chest swelling with pride. The world had ended, but here was proof it could begin again. As the kittens tumbled over each other in play, Whiskers looked to the sky. It was no longer dark with smoke, but wide and blue, full of light. The meteors had destroyed the world he knew. But in the ashes, he had found something better than survival. He had found family, and family meant the world would never be empty again.